All right, let's get right into it. If you're running a business in Lagos, listen up, because there's a major change coming to Nigeria's tax system that you absolutely have to know about. In this explainer, we're going to break down what's happening, why it's a big deal, and how you can get ahead of it.
You're going to want to circle this date on your calendar, January 1st, 2026. This isn't just another day. It's when a huge shift happens in how Nigeria deals with tax. And what's the biggest takeaway for you? Well, keeping records, and I mean solid proof of your transactions, is about to become everything.
And that brings us to the millionaire question, right? For all those countless transactions happening every single day across Lagos, in the markets, in the shops, between freelancers, are your records really ready for what's on the way?
Okay, let's break this down. This upcoming tax reform, it's all about getting a clearer picture of the economy. Think of it like this. The government wants to make sure business activities are transparent. And that means when they have questions about your income, you're going to need much, much stronger proof of every single sale and transaction.
This is exactly why we're zooming in on Lagos. It's the commercial heart of the country, right? And the usual ways of doing things, relying on handwritten notes, maybe a quick message here and there, they just aren't going to cut it anymore. Honestly, those old habits are now a huge red flag.
So what's the real problem here? Let's talk about the trouble with those traditional paper-based records, and even some of the digital shortcuts that, let's be honest, a lot of us have been using.
What's so telling here is how flawed both the old and the new methods are. On one side, you've got your classic paper receipts. They fade, they get lost, you can't search through a stack of them easily. But then you look at something that feels modern, like a WhatsApp screenshot, and it's just as bad. It can be deleted in a second, it has zero context about what was actually sold, and at the end of the day, it's just really weak proof.
Okay, so understanding that our old habits are flawed brings us to the next big point. What actually happens if your records are weak? What are the real-world consequences of this new system? Why does this matter so much?
And look, the risks are no joke. Without clear records, just trying to explain where your money came from becomes a real headache. Any little inconsistency can make someone suspicious, and that just means everything takes longer to verify. And the worst part, it could all lead to penalties. Now, this isn't to scare you, it's just about getting you prepared. So who needs to be paying the closest attention? Well, this really spells it out. If you run a retail shop, if you're a fashion designer, a freelancer, a market seller, or you provide pretty much any kind of service where money changes hands, yep, this reform is talking directly to you.
But here's the good news. The solution isn't some super complex, expensive thing. You don't have to go out and become an accountant overnight. It's really just about adopting a simple, straightforward digital habit.
It pretty much boils down to 3 really smart moves. First, just get into the habit of creating a digital receipt for every single transaction. Second, make sure you're using a system that saves all that for you automatically and safely. And third, you need to be able to pull up any transaction you need whenever you need it without a fuss.
And you know what? This is about so much more than just keeping the taxman happy. Doing this instantly makes your business look more professional. It cuts down on those annoying he said, she said payment disputes because you've always got the proof. That alone builds huge trust with your customers. And on top of all that, you get a crystal clear view of your income and you save a ton of time on paperwork. Being ready for tax season just becomes a fantastic side effect.
The really great part is you don't have to invent this wheel yourself. There are tools out there that were built specifically for how business actually works in Nigeria. Something like NairaTrek, for instance, is designed to make digital receipts and invoices super easy, no accounting degree required.
So you might be thinking, okay, 2026, that's a ways off. Why the big rush? Well, let me tell you, the advantages of getting on this now, of being an early adopter, are absolutely massive. By starting now, you're saving yourself from that last-minute panic. We all know what that feels like. Instead, you get to build up a clean, accurate history of your business records bit by bit. Just think how much less stressful a future audit would be. Plus, you immediately start looking more professional and more stable to everyone you do business with. It's all about being proactive, not reactive.
So here's the bottom line, the main takeaway. It's a simple but really powerful truth for any business in Nigeria today. The old way of doing things is now a risk. It's a liability. And the way forward, well, it's digital.
And that really just leaves us with one final thing to think about. Just take a second and think about your own business. How are you keeping your records right now? And honestly, are you ready for what's next?